What about map 3?
Um, that was
an interesting wall.
yeah, I don't get this wall for that exact reason.
Yeah. All right, here it is. We're on Winter's Gate, starting in the bottom right-hand side of the map, playing as the green Protoss. Give it up for Trap.
And in the top left, losing in that semifinal in the winner bracket. Make some noise for Serral.
Yeah, I think one of the main differences between Trap and Zas is that Trap actually even used to play late game on the patch before.
Yeah.
So that means he should know a little bit better how to deal with the Zerg late game, also which army to make, but we already see a Forge here.
Yeah, and it's gas pool before hatchery.
Yeah, so that's really, really good for Serral.
Yeah.
And he's pre-scouting the location, even a little bit too early.
Wow,
Look at
Serral,
that.
He's covering everything.
How does he know?
I mean, you know, sometimes these guys, they play a bunch of games on the ladder that nobody knows about but them, and it just kind of builds up this whole meta game of trying to outdo each other. Then in the actual match, like, will he do this? Like, will he anticipate that I'll do it again or something?
Okay, so because Trap went for Gate first and not a Forge first, he can just, upon seeing that there's no hatchery, he can just cancel it and go for a Cybercore expand. This is not optimal, but the Zerg opening is also not the most economic. So I think this is slightly better for Zerg usually, but I think it's still fine.
Yeah.
How would you feel?
This is where, like, if you're trapped, you're kind of scared. Like, okay, you went for this clearly because you wanted to be safe against cannon rush, but are you gonna do that like a roach all-in follow-up, something crazy? Especially on this map where the wall is really wide open and kind of hard to defend. I would be scared as Trap. Like, you're Serral, you play macro, but are you gonna do something crazy still?
I guess he's going to be through the adept scouting that he can figure that out, right?
And it seems like Stargate is very, very popular right now as the opener. So, I mean, is that even a good idea from Serral to do something crazy after that opening?
Well, if you feel like your opponent doesn't really know to defend it, it can be a good idea, but we see a warp gate very fast from Trap, so I don't think this is going to be a Stargate play this game.
Yeah, yeah, looks like he's changed that up a little bit. The Adept standing in kind of a funny location right there.
Yeah, because if you were to move out, the Zergling could come in, and you don't really, as Trap, want the Zerglings to get in. In general, it's very annoying.
It still goes for Stargate.
I don't think you can even move out with the Adept against Gaspool Hatch if your Cybercore is delayed, right?
Yeah.
It might just get killed by the Zergling speed timing, to be honest.
Yeah, like right now, Trap is very blind, so he's getting a fast warp gate, then a Stargate. At this point, I would call this a mind game, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be hard to scout for Serral. He realizes that. Go for Pneumatized Carapace. So he should be able to see it here in a second.
Yeah, a nice full wall. Look at that. Getting batteries up immediately here. Definitely playing a little bit scared.
Oh, wow. I thought it was a Python.
Oh,
Went all the way up.
Two
Two batteries.
This is really, really good for Serral.
That's a massive overreaction. He's just...
Yeah, he really doesn't know what's going on here.
Yeah. And I think because he saw that there was some links there and he knows there's a quick speed, he's like, well, better safe than sorry. Goes for some extra defense there. But Serral seeing this, he's just going to be droning for a long time. I mean, this is even a perfect wall. He can't even get out with his unit. I guess he'll cancel the gate.
He didn't cancel either of the shield batteries,
Yeah.
which is pretty big. I feel like Trap just gambled on Serral attacking here. Like, there's either the economic gamble where you just don't try to go for any of these defenses and then he might die because
And
of how late his target is.
The one time you cancel it, it shows up right after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On now you see the overload speed on his very side. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
you're not aligning me at all. I'm very behind now.
Yeah, great start for Serral. Good preparation already showing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the game's not over though. Like maybe this Oracle can do some stuff. Something that's very common in the StarCraft 2 scene is that Koreans control the Oracle much better than foreigners. So I'm never quite sure what to expect.
It's hard to imagine, though. Serral saw this so far ahead of time. Feels like he is already just sewn up tight.
It's also a very late Oracle just in general, so you have more queens to work with than you usually do.
A third Oracle actually started.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing you can do, right? Play 3 Oracle and then defensive style probably with like a third Nexus and then a Robo and a Forge.
Yeah.
Why is it the only thing you can do?
Well, any aggressive stuff doesn't really work right now anymore.
Oh yeah, but I mean compared to going into like a Phoenix, kill the Overlords.
I mean, you can do that too, but he already had Overlord speed, so if you see when he starts Phoenix, you can still get away with the Overlords. So I think just going for more Oracles is the better play because it has potential to do some damage at least.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. He's finally killing walkers. 4 is not bad, honestly. Like you're so late, you really don't expect much, so this is it's quite nice for Trap.
Yeah.
Now, he's going into the Robo and the Forge and the Twilight all right now, right? We saw a lot from Solar earlier in this tournament that he still really likes against this type of play to go into Stormhost Nidus. Do you guys think that that's something that's doable here for Serral?
Yeah, I think this map is pretty decent for Swarmhost Nidus. You can even play without Nidus to begin with, because he will have map control for quite some time now. Oh, suiciding one Oracle for getting 5 drones.
Is there such a thing as a standard composition for Zerg to go for?
Not really, there's just multiple standard styles, I think.
Yeah. This guy's gonna get caught. He actually doesn't even try to shade away here. 7 more drones on the way for Serral now.
And the blink.
Yeah, this is the blink style. I've watched like a bunch of replay from Trap, and this is what he does sometimes. You just go like, probably a double robo soon, and just like immortal on blink stalkers, and yeah, I don't know, that's the Korean style.
Oh.
Parting went for that a lot too. I'm not quite sure why it's good, but they all go for it.
Yeah, I heard some people saying that without the charge damage, they actually are starting to like some of these blink openings once again.
And
Yeah,
also-
maybe there could be a player.
I think it's very easy for Zerg to kind of misread it and not get enough Ravagers, and then false fails are like very impactful. That Zealot, by the way, wasn't on hold position. That was scary. Serral could have actually run in there.
Yeah, this feels like a timing from Trap though. Like he's not taking.
Yeah.
That's a
so
lot
he's
of
not taking a
sentries.
6 robo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, with all these sentries, I don't think he's waiting for the late game right now.
And Serral is making roaches on 63 drones, which is the perfect response to what Trap is throwing at him.
But he needs Ravagers as well. Okay, he's gonna spot the sentries moving out pretty early here. I like this.
Yeah, and the Bailingness. I really like the Bailingness too. I think these Stalker styles are very, very bad actually against Ravagerling Bane. Because you just have no AoE to deal with the Banelings, right? So the Banelings not only do they deal a lot of damage, but they also tank a lot, which
Yeah.
means your Stalker army will never actually shoot the Roach Ravager in the back.
And also, like technically against Banelings, you want to do a force field donut around your army, right? But then the Ravagers break that, the Banelings connect, and you have everything clumped up because you were trying to protect yourself from the Banelings.
Look at this though. Interesting call from Trap. Like he completely stopped his attack. He's transitioning massively right now, but he's gonna get scouted immediately by Serral. Just wonderful play from both players.
He's gonna drop Lings even.
I actually really like this second Robo in the Robo Bay. You think he's just going to go for Colossus and try to nail him?
Yeah, I think when you have this many sentries, going into Charlotte Immortal is not
Yeah.
like super.
It's stupid. It's bad.
Doesn't work.
Say it how it is, Drogo.
Yeah, I was looking for a pretty word.
Oh, these Lings actually finding some damage here. 4 probes have gone down. It's gonna prevent some mining time here for a little bit. And gets the perfect scout on the Robo Bay, and immediately Serral, I mean, he was already gonna go into that. It's the Hive, Greater Spire, the Spire, sorry, in the first place.
Yeah, this feels like a very fast high from Serral. Like by the time Trap has 4 Colossus, Brutal will be out in my opinion.
Yeah, you can even get a Viper or two to abduct the Colossus, break the force fields, and then just engage with the Ravagerling Bane defensively. I think that's usually the best style to go for against these Colossus openers. If it's very charge heavy, you can make Corruptors as well instead of the Vipers, like because you want to morph them into Broodlords later anyways, and then engage with the Corruptors,
Yeah.
Remax, and then go for the Broodlords later on.
Is it very common to get a macro hatch inside of the main base?
I
Just
would
to be
say so,
safe.
yeah.
In case he needs to use Queens to fight and stuff and has not nearly as many injects.
Gets a high energy Oracle.
This thought it was so sad.
A little bit of annoying harassment here. A drop through Serral.
Trap's Procon is really, really low. And his fourth base is also relatively late. Obviously, he didn't have the best start to the game.
Wow, 81 walkers to 58 now.
Yeah.
This is like important damage because Trap is like still pretty far away from maxing out.
You can't wait for 4 Colossus here, can you? It's going to take too long.
Yeah, I feel like right now you start a third Colossus and a Prism, then you go. Does he have a Prism already actually? Maybe he did.
He does start Colossus number 3 and 4. Do we have a Templar Archives yet? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I think he made
I think
one.
he has it.
Does he?
Almost done. Check production tab. Yeah.
Ah, there it is. Okay.
By the way,
So it feels like Trap wants to play a longer game, but he's massively behind.
No, I think he wants to attack. Like, I think this one is
Yeah.
for Icons, not for Storm.
Serral just made a ton of
Yeah,
Overlords, even though he's already out of 200. A little bit odd.
Yeah, and there are the Vipers.
Mm.
Oh, he is getting Storm. Actually, I watched one Trap game where he tried, because he was very far behind on this same map, and then he went into Tempest with this unit composition, which feels very weird, but maybe that's what he can do.
I feel like
his timing is closing right now.
Yeah. This is really rough. I mean, he has the 4 Colossus out. It's a little bit late. I'd love to see him just try to utilize feedback to keep those alive, and then just warp in mass. Zealot, Archon, Stalker.
This is very nice though. Okay, I have a question for you, Limbo. Is there a world where Serral overcommits to ground units, and then Trap can just max out on Colossus Storm and possibly win a fight?
He's trying to catch him force fields.
Yeah, I think not really. I think if for that to happen, Trap would need to max out on a really, really good army with like a lot of icons as well. Right now, there's not that much to tank in this army. Like this dies to Banelings if they ever connect at all. So as long as Serral doesn't fight off creep, it should be good for Serral, even if he just goes for the ground army and tries to mass bank for the transition.
Yeah, Serral is making a lot of Baneling right now. Like he has the tech for Broodlord, but doesn't seem to be interested into making any.
It's scary to start Corruptors right now because this feels like the time where exactly the Protoss would move out. And if you started Corruptors, they're not really that helpful in the fight
Wait, but there's Colossus.
to begin with. Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think that's why he's making all the Banes right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Such a good counter.
Yeah, I think he wants to take one fight first with the ground army. Good start, good force fields as well.
Yeah, that was very clean from Trap.
Really great defense so far here.
Vipers coming in. Can he land some abducts maybe? Ooh, they get feedbacks. I don't think the Vipers even used anything here. Trap trying to retreat out of there. Banelings connect, but the Colossus count is still there. And Serral behind this, it's not like he's super rich or anything. I think he just got like 70 plus links.
Yeah, that was a really bad trade for Serral, but I don't think Trap can attack, to be honest. There's a lot of links on the way, and 2-2 is very, very close.
Oh, he doesn't have the Prism. He doesn't have a Prism to reinforce into the fight.
Yeah, he really needs Archons right now if he's going to go through and actually break him. But walking on creep right now with this army, I think he's just going to get killed.
He just tagged the army. He's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. It's a good
40,
call.
40 Banelings morphing.
That's really, really good for Trap, by the way. He did force Serral to remake this Link Bane army instead of going for the Corruptors and for the eventual Broodlords because Serral was afraid that Trap was just going to counter push. But instead, he just cleared some creep and went back. I think that's the perfect play in this scenario.
Yeah, that was just wonderful control from Trap. Like it was like the challenge that you can play on the unit test map of force field on Storm when you have to do perfectly. Oh,
Surprise!
Well,
It worked.
it certainly worked.
28 more lings on the way here for Serral. Trap, because a lot of Banelings just died, he's almost tempted here to go for the attack. This time he's going to have the Prism with his army. That Zealot is on a mission.
I feel like Trap is not engaged though. Just try to move forward with Colossus and they take out some stuff without getting abducted.
Did the Vipers just
These Vipers are full energy, by the way, and they're
Oh, they
half
are?
HP, so they would die this time for feedback.
Yeah, the High Templar's trying to zone out to the front.
Because right now, even if he lost a lot of walkers, he can still mine all of his gases pretty well.
Yeah.
So the goal of just getting a lot of Archon is still possible for Trap. So he doesn't really need to attack like as soon as possible.
Exactly. I think you should try to get maxed out because there is also no Broodlords on the way. I feel like even with a couple of Broodlords with this army, it has very good Broodlink here.
Here we go. Serral's going to come in from both sides.
Oh my god, the Zealot's charging down and actually holding that one ramp. It looks like a Blinding Cloud going to go down. One of the Colossus falls, two of them fall right now. Some very good micro from Trap though.
Where's the Prism? Oh, it's all the way back, so we can't really save anything with it. Archons at the front doing a bunch of tanking. There's still two Colossi standing. Trap is trying to break through. 44 more links on the way here for Serral. He's going to try to hold on here at the fourth base.
Yeah, I'm not sure Trap can push through this. There's a lot of Zergling reinforcements. Serral also pulling all of his queens to the front, and there's just not that much to tank anymore for Trap.
No, he really needs a Warpin round at this point. Goes for the recall instead. And looks like he will get out with the Colossus in the Prism at least.
But look at the supply here at this point. Serral massively ahead. 87 walkers spread out across. He's got not just the 5 bases. He just took a 6. Vipers are still alive. I think Blinding Cloud was really good there, by the way. Like the one that he landed in the middle of the army. At first I was thinking he should go for abductions.
Yeah, well,
Colossus.
usually you go for the abducts on the Colossus to break the force field, but there were no force field, and then you really just abducted them to Banelings, which you move command anyway, so I think the Blinding Cloud was the better play here.
All right, the 14-minute 1 Archon drop going on.
And the 14-minute Dark Shrine. Well,
There you go.
still in game since 1999.
Yeah, I think Serral just wants to max out and maybe engage once Trap moves out or tries to take a 5th base, and I think that's a very safe way to finish this game.
Looks like we have a little result out there. Zest up 1-0 right now
Versus
against Solar.
Which is very impressive because Solar's been on an absolute tear.
Yeah, he's been killing it this weekend. All right, some good defense here. Looks like Serral trying to break through with those Banelings. Oh, gets a lot of the probes right there. Trap having a hard time keeping that economy together.
Did that one hurt your Protoss heart after this?
A little bit when they all went towards the gas and one little guy got through.
Yeah, you could see him too, also trying to drop the Archon to block, but not quite in time to get in.
Can Trap do this? Like, what is he going to take for him to be successful here?
Well,
More Archons?
you would need to max out on a good army again, and then
Yeah.
hopes that Serral doesn't fight the Broodlord button.
What about the Dark Shrine?
Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
not sure what that's going
You
to do.
just laugh. No answer. from
I
him.
don't know.
Finally, we have 6 Corruptor from Serral, so now the Broodlord option will always be here, and this is getting very scary for Trap.
Yeah, I think you even just engage with the Corruptors and Corruptor. Like, no, you don't even morph them at this point.
This is really the last army that Trap can make, is what he's making right now. We see like twice the income over 4 Serral. His creep spread's still looking really, really good.
Serral has done so well not to engage off creep, but now that he's starting to build up a bank, he must be wondering whether he should wait more. But I guess he can still maul some Broodlords. And I think he knows that Trap also is kind of struggling maxing out. Like, I mean, he sees the army, he's like, well, this is just not that scary here right now. Obviously, the Storm's going to be the big thing, right? Like, in a perfect game for Trap from now, he just lands like the absolutely best Storm of his life and just kills everything.
Yeah, like the army, it looks pretty scary, but that's only off creep. On creep, I think we can roll in here, and the Banelings will always connect. Like, Colossus on creep really don't kill Banelings before they get anywhere close to the Protoss army, so...
Yeah, and now we're getting to a Broodlord count that is pretty scary.
Yeah, there's no sign of a Tempest transition or anything like that.
Trap trying to get some harassment done on those edge bases, but still just kind of moving his army around through the center. Yeah, he's just a group of Zealots kind of getting caught.
Yeah, this army is like almost pure Archon Storm, which is cool, but against Broodlord it's really not.
10 Archons, 2 Colossus, 4 High Templar. Let's see it.
He does have Blink, but it's not that many Stalkers. Storms are going to start landing. Trap's pulling back, he's trying to storm his retreat. But there is a lot of Zerg.
There is indeed. The Archon's getting plowed through, it looks like. Broodlord's still raining down that damage.
Yeah, and there's 70 Zerglings in production. Like, even
My
if he
God.
somehow would win this fight, there's no way that he can deal with Serrat's economy and his reinforcements.
Yeah.
Serral's cleaning up, almost double the supply. And Trap will be pushed back and lost his entire army. GG gets called. Serral goes up 1-0 here in this best of 5.
Wow, really kind of an interesting game, right? Let's not forget how this started. It was going to be a cannon rush, but it was a gas and pool first for Serral. So it kind of turned a bit more normal with Blink Sentry, which he kind of canceled out on. Went into somewhat late Colossus, but it felt like the creep was so far out at that point, he never really got close to attacking any bases.
Yeah, like he did the small move out with the sentries. That's the only thing really that contested creep at all, but I don't even think he got close to the creep with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've got to say, I'm very impressed by Trap. Like, if I'm playing a game against Serral, and I make 2 useless batteries in the beginning, then my 3 Oracle don't kill that many walkers, and I still play a game this close.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Trap had some very good control at some point.
Yeah.
They're really
I
affecting
think-
the game, like, if he was a little bit more ahead.
I think, to be entirely honest, the only reason this got close is because Serral got a little bit cocky with the fight into the ramp, into the force fields, and the storm. Like, that was as you said, like a beautiful engagement by Trap, really good micro, but there was no real reason to go there, right? Like, Trap didn't have any transition, and I think Serral just expected Trap to attack and then made the ground army, and then he was like, okay, might as well use it, right? But I think it's better to just maybe waste some supply with Runbys and then go into Broodlords.
All right. Do we know map number 2? No, doesn't look like it yet. We'll wait on that. What would you guys think we'd be going into?
I don't know. I guess Winter's Gate is the Protoss pick because I don't think Serral likes that map. So, wait, do we have them? Ah, it's Acropolis, yeah. So, a pretty good Zerg map.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would be
Trap.
very surprised if you don't see a massive late game here.
By the way, Trap also vetoed Triton, just like Zest. They don't veto World of Sleepers, which is very uncommon. Like, all the EU Protosses just veto World of Sleepers, and I think even Acropolis is better than Triton. So
Why do you think?
I think maybe it's because they have PTSD from Swarmos Nidus on that map.
Sounds like
It could be.
reason,
I mean,
yeah.
that's the way that Solar's been playing throughout the tournament, right? So
Yeah.
I guess, they all talk to each other. They see how well he's doing. Maybe that's just scary.
It's quite funny, by the way. When I went and talked to Solar, he was like, "I'm gonna play against the loser of Serral versus Inno," because he thought it was the other way around. And then I was like, I want to cast the Solar versus Serral because I thought it was in the ZVZ. And then Todd actually showed me the thing, and I went back to Solar and told him it's the other way around. And he was really happy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was like, yeah. But still, he's down 0-1 now, right now. so-
Yeah. All right, here we go into map number 2. Up in the top left, we have a wonderful Protoss player from Jin Air Green Wings. Give it up for Trap.
And in the bottom right-hand side It's the red Zerg player from Finland for Team Ents. It's Serral.
Yeah, Serral looking very, very strong in that previous game, but I do kind of agree with Drogo. You know, there was never a moment where Trap had an edge, but he showed fantastic control. Like, his Oracles did reasonably well for how late they were. He was juggling very well against some of these Ling Bane attacks that were coming in. He was splitting really phenomenally. Saved a lot of Colossus in some of these battles that I didn't think he would as well.
What was the problem for Trap last game, you guys think?
I think it's just the early game, like Artosis said as well. This was a little bit of a weird early game, and then I think the crucial moment was getting 2 shield batteries and 2 gateways. I think the opening phase is so crucial that if you spend a lot of minerals on that kind of stuff, like your third nexus is going to be delayed if you want to go for a third nexus. Otherwise, your gas and your tech is going to be a little later. All of that matters a lot on the highest level.
I wonder if he was actually a European player, if he would have made those buildings. Because I feel like when you see that opening from a Korean Zerg, it is more likely to be one of these follow-ups. You know, maybe a Roach Ravager type thing, maybe Banelings even. What do you guys think about that? Drogo, would you have made those buildings with that amount of scouting intel?
The last time this happened to me was a Nation War against Rainer, when I made 1 battery.
Yeah?
And I still felt like I was so behind.
Yeah, he was already angry about that because Rainer just tried to blank counter a cannon rush, but Drogo thought it was going to be like a Roachling, right?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be something stupid. So I made a battery and changed my build order on Venalos very easily. Like, on Trap, like, made more batteries and like played a much better game than I did.
Well, the player profile is important as well, right? Who you're playing against. Obviously against Bly, you know, maybe you make 3 batteries or something.
Oh yeah, against Bly, you're making the batteries.
You
right?
don't cancel the Forge, Todd.
Against Serral, like, what would you estimate the chances of him doing this attack at?
I think the map is not even that bad for it, and if he expects maybe a cancelled Forge, there could be something. I know he used to mix it up recently a little bit more. I think even against you he did a Roachling once on a
Yeah, when we played the best of 5 in WCS, he went for a 12 pull on a Roachling all in on 20 drones.
Yeah.
Like, hello, Serral.
He likes to mix it in, so maybe I would say like 25%.
It's an important thing to do, get that mix up a little bit. Phoenix first coming out. Are you guys a fan of actual Phoenix openings? I don't know if this is going to be Phoenix just into Oracles, but...
I feel like the double Stargate Phoenix style might do a big comeback because the Nidus is so much worse than before. And at first it was the big thing that killed it because we used to play this opening like almost every single game.
Yeah.
But then Zerg started doing like very optimized Nidus attack that we just couldn't hold.
Oh.
I'm going to pick off this first Overlord pretty quickly here.
I just heard we might jump into the other game because there's a fight going on.
There's a big fight coming up even.
Ah, Solar
versus
versus...
Zest is up 1-0.
Oh, look at that.
And he's
Getting
going to
those
move in.
moves down.
Here we go.
All right, that is a huge attack coming forward right now. The Locusts do get launched out and start to surround some of these Archons immediately. The Zealots charging forward, getting taken out. Some good micro here from Solar.
Yeah, some of the Archons were trapped behind at the start of the fight here. Solar is remaxing much quicker than Zest is. And I don't know if Zest can break through. He's still got some Immortals going strong. He's got the War Prism to save them. That still is somewhat kind of safe in the back.
Yeah, those 2 Evos actually really helping out at the end of this battle here. But with those 4 Immortals going forward, he's starting to break him.
Yeah, but I think the Swarmos Locust, the Locust cooldown is going to be here in just a second. Like 3 more seconds, but he might even just win the fight with the Roach Ravager. This is a really strong defense farming by the way, Roach Ravager Swarmos. It's very, very hard to break. And
Solar looking to try and get the Equalizer there in a second.
I can't believe Korean Protosses don't veto this map.
Yeah, you might be sad about that right now.
Maybe they will soon.
So let's see what we have going on in our actual game here. Trap against Serral. Yeah, looks like not a whole lot. A probe died, a drone died, a couple lings.
Oh, he only made 2 Oracle. That's interesting. Because like he's doing like the very cookie cutter like Protoss build that Stat did at Aegis Rogue, which is just like Phoenix first, then Oracle to do damage with like an Immortal push, it's either fake or not. But the build really like flows into making 3 Oracles. If you only make 2, I wonder where his money will go. Like surely we won't just make like 1,000,000 sentries. Oh, I guess it's just gonna take faster.
Whatever happened to the double robo on the 3rd base that we once upon a time used to always see?
Well, yeah, I love these days, but I feel like these days you need to have a really early robo to hold a lot of stuff. So if you wait to have a 3rd base to then build 2 robos, really often I just won't cut it.
Really?
This is a really early robo play.
Yeah, look at that. What are we going to be seeing out of that?
I mean, I think it's Colossus for sure. I think Disruptors are just really bad against Zerg.
Why would he try to go into quick Colossus?
Well, I mean, it worked out pretty decent.
Yeah, yeah, it really did.
For timing or just to have it like as an option?
Yeah, I don't know. Like Stats thinks that Protoss late game is really strong. I don't know what Trap thinks about it, but Colossus are really good defensively at the very least. It's very hard to attack into.
I mean, this is a map that basically always gives us long PVCs, like no matter what, this patch, the previous patch, we always see that. So maybe those Colossus going off of just one Robo can kind of secure him into getting those additional bases up a bit quicker.
Yeah, this is some proper like fast Colossus by Trap actually.
Yeah.
Like this game, if he wants to, he can try a timing pre-Broadlord. Like, he will definitely have enough Colossus in time. But as we could see last game, Serral not really interested into getting this very fast Broadlord to all the timings, rather like making a lot of Banes.
By the way, about last game, I completely agree, by the way, that Trap making the shield batteries and going on the defense was like bad, but I still think that Serral was very impressive in achieving damage after that. Like the link drop, the Banelings connecting and stuff. If all of that doesn't happen, Trap actually maxes out much quicker and then does an attack that would have been, I think, even scarier.
Yeah, I mean, the attack after he defended was already very close. So as you said, like if these small things, they definitely add up in StarCraft, and if they don't happen, maybe he has a better chance. But I really like Serral's style here again. He's just going Ravager Ling Bane defensively, which is great against Colossus. I don't think usually you can kill Colossus builds, so that's the response, right? To just go for an early Hive. He actually did not start a Spire. I know that the Koreans sometimes go Ultralisk against that, and he already has a relatively early armor upgrade. What do you think, Drogo?
Yeah, it's kind of wild to go Ultralisk against this. Like you have 2 Robo, you can make Immortal so quickly. In general, I think the Ultralisk are more interesting against like Disruptor comps. Like sometimes as a Protoss, you find yourself a lot of Disruptors, and that's when Ultralisk can really shine. We have War Prism speed though.
Yeah, the War Prism speed I find kind of interesting to be getting that right now. Do we already have Thermal Lance? Yeah, no, we don't. So
this is a wild play.
And the thing is, he's not even producing 2 Colossus at a time. I mean,
it's the fake.
How many gateways?
it's like a Wings of Liberty build.
Yeah, we used to do that.
How many gateways does he have? Because he went for charge.
Yeah, he went charge before Blink,
So
and he
maybe-
went Prism speed instead of Thermal Lance.
Maybe he wants to send a prism around and try to harass 2 of the bases with charge lots and then attack elsewhere with the rest of the army. But no, his target, he's just getting everything.
This is so weird.
It is weird, but it's not even like Serral is displeased about this. Like Ravager of Bane is not about comp against like
Sure,
stuff.
sure.
Oh, this is not gonna go well. What do you think about this 4th base Limbo? Like, I feel like the other one is so much better, but I've seen the Korean take this one a lot.
I actually don't mind playing against the middle one. Like I think this one spreads yourself a little bit further, but it's very easy to just make shield batteries and cannons on top of your like natural ramp, and it kind of secures your main and natural with it as well, like even better. And also you don't have a concave to attack with as you would have with the middle base.
Let's see if Serral can achieve some more damage here with some of these Link Bane attacks.
I don't know if he's going to. Just kind of the zoning plays that we're seeing here. Well, if you let your Zealot out of the wall, it's much more likely. But the Baneling's actually rolling into the 3rd base right now. The probes with nowhere to run.
And this just keeps happening.
My God.
Feels like it shouldn't somehow succeed, but Serral is just so good at going to the one place where he can achieve damage. Now looking to try and get on top of this 4th base. He's actually going to engage into the army.
That's really surprising. There is a lot of spellcasters in there as well as 2 Colossus, so Serral thinks better of it, turns around. Still going to send his Banes in on a one-way mission. Get some of that static D.
I think he might have thought that Storm was not done yet, because usually Storm is not that early. If you
Especially
play
with Colossus, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think he just, because he just saw a new High Templar warped in as well, and they were relatively low energy, maybe he thought there was no Storm.
What do you guys think about Mothership?
Good unit. Yeah, now that the Mothership can get neural, I actually think it's like a very powerful unit. Yeah, you always want to.
Yeah.
I think it's extremely strong. Also against Broodlords, you actually need to move out of the Time Lord. Like Broodlords take quite some time to get out of the Time Lord. The Time Lord just before.
But isn't a late game Mothership just basically the same thing as 1 feedback?
What?
No? Okay, never mind.
No?
Somebody understands
Well,
me.
what do you guys think about minus 400, 400?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I had great talks with Rotti already. There's no worries.
Wow, that's wrong. Oh my
Oh, what is
god.
this?
Reacting. There's
Oh
Banelings
my
everywhere.
God.
So many of them, Artosis.
Quite a few Banelings.
You need to attack her.
Well, move commands not really working out for our boy Trap there.
Okay.
I really feel like, oh, okay, if it keeps happening.
Oh no.
I'm blaming this 4th base positioning. I think if you took the other one, this would be so much easier to defend.
What is going on? This is like death by Ling and Bane.
Yeah. Well, you're playing with like the most defensive composition we've ever seen, and then this all happens. But a lot of that comes down to that move command as well.
Yeah, like I think no matter which base you take, usually you have to fortify one, so your main army can defend the other one. Usually it would be your 3rd base, obviously, with the one that Drogo usually takes, because there's already a semi-wall there, and you can just put cannons. Very hard to run by banelings then, and you can just keep the army at the 4th base. But I feel like you can do the same here. You just never gonna...
There's one more attack path with this one.
He's gonna go again. This time Trap is paying full attention to his army. There's not gonna be any move command.
But he has lost a lot of the valuable units here already. Some good storms going down. A flank here of Ling Bane, but of course he does see that incoming. Oh my god, the Bane's gonna go in and connect with those Zealots.
This was not cost effective, but the economy of Serral is just so much better, being up on 5 bases now, that he can actually afford to do this.
When did this happen?
That's the thing, nobody knows. Maybe not even Serral. He just looks at the base at some point, he's like, oh, I got some Lings, I got some Banes, and there is some probes to blow up. Serral makes this, he makes this look so easy, like it feels like he's just taking a water slide somewhere. Like, he honestly is so impressive in this game.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't even think his game plan was to kill him on the other side of the map. I think it's just you see if his army is out of position, get some probe damage, and then you expect him to move out and defend and attack, but
like
just
a
accidentally killing him, honestly.
A no-regret dedicated pressure.
This is like, oops, I got a lot of probes and his army.
This is one other thing, for example. You really wish you had a wall here instead of just cannons that really don't do anything with Banes, because you really don't want to be running probes around all the time, because while you're doing this, in general, something else happens.
He had the wall earlier, it got blown up.
Like, this base is definitely worse against the run-by style. It's a little bit harder to attack into, but he's just losing so many probes.
Well, the counterattack is real. 3 Zealots.
Kill 2 drones on a spore crawler.
All right. It's a start, right?
And kill the banelings.
And those, those 5 banelings, those are probes that he just saved, because those were going to head back across the map, I think.
Yeah, this is one of the things actually we haven't mentioned, but Trap wasn't really pressuring for Warp Prism across the map, right? Like, Serral never had to be worried about a counterattack anyway.
Yeah.
He has had a speed prism forever. Why didn't we see that?
Well, the
Did
speed
he
prism
even have a
Warp
Warp
Prism,
Prism?
that's quite
I guess one died maybe something.
Yeah, maybe it died and you just didn't remake it.
So what's the ultimate composition here for Trap that he should be shooting for exactly?
Well, mass carrier with Storm, but it's going to be impossible to get to, I think, at this point.
How many carriers would you
First, I think you need to try to secure a 5th base with the army that he has right now.
Yeah. How many carriers do you want ideally? Just
I
like
think
maxed out on carriers? With
I
just
think
the
you
right
want
number?
1 probe, as many carriers you want on 3 Void Rays.
Yeah, 3 for Void. I agree. 3 for Voiders and then a bunch of High Templars and Warpers.
Why is it specifically 3 Void Rays?
It can be 4 or 5, just a little Void Ray.
But not 2 Void Rays? That's like pointless.
Not 2 isn't it?
Mostly to...
So 3 to 5 Void Rays then?
Yeah, that's
Mostly
Okay.
to not...
Because you
not
both
up
said
the
3,
fire.
so that's very peculiar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like 3 the magic number to kill
Yeah.
Corruptors.
yeah, I mean, the Corruptors just need to disengage from Void Rays. They're very, very powerful in straight-up fights. But you don't really go for full-on engage anyways. You just go for the Viper Corruptor pick-off style usually.
So what about like that old meta where you got disruptors on the ground to try and fight infestors? We're not going to be seeing that as much.
I don't think you really need to. Like Infestor, you just go for a bunch of fun goals, that's it.
Yeah, also with the less range on the Neural, you can just shift with them with the carriers usually. Before you get all of the carriers.
That was all the rage back then. Your late game power was about how fast you could shift Infestors.
Neep was very good at that.
Yeah, it was.
Serral is achieving so much damage that Trap is not even attempting to take a 5th right now. He's just kind of camping on his 4 bases.
Like, to be fair, like I've been like talking about random stuff for like 3 minutes, but Trap's not dead. Like he's still here.
Yeah.
He's a decent army.
I think it's because Serral spent a lot of money into extra banelings. And right now his army is very expensive, but it doesn't really trade well like, in a straight-up fight.
I thought the last Stalker got the message, but...
I know. Is he going to learn from that? I'm pretty sure he's going to burrow another Zergling there, so he's going to send an Archon this time.
Did he already morph the Broodlords? Yeah, right? Oh, can we check how many Broodlords he has?
8.
Okay, 8. That's really good. Because if he didn't morph the Broodlords yet, his bank would actually be non-existent. Because you do need the Broodlords to survive a potential attack. So you always usually morph the Broodlords first, then you go into Corrupt your Viper.
If you're Serral here, do you want to siege, or are you just comfortable with having so many more bases? He's on 6 against 4.
I think you try to make the Protoss walk around and then always find pickoffs with Vipers. And preferably, while you're walking around, you're also trying to deny a base.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this Tempest ad right now?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
Not
not
a fan.
sure. Yeah. I mean, they do have 50 more HP, but they lost 1 range. It's like they're worse at their job than before.
Yeah.
Serral is killing so many probes with just so little lings every time.
On the burrowed them, oh, that's a prick move.
How dare he? What happened to the prism?
Still hasn't. Oh, there's one on the right.
There it is.
He's getting
go.
a Dark Shrine.
Let's go, team.
Here we go, MVP. Neural Parasite on the way now.
Oh, he has one more storm. Oh, there's still 3 banelings left over too.
Oh,
all
man.
these probes are
These
gonna
poor
die.
probes.
Hello.
Oh. How many probes have actually been killed this game?
We had 60 or something.
58. Good guess.
Thank you.
A little bit high.
Could have been better.
Pretty sure Roddy would have known it was 58.
At this point, if I was Trapper, I would be so done with this. Just like leave 4 Archons into 4 plays.
Yeah.
Templars. Okay,
Totally.
time to stop. I'm just chilling here.
Yeah, like we see Serral's mineral bank not grow as much. It's because he's investing a lot into static defense as well. So that's basically an investment into having a better army later on because he won't need the ground army to defend the Zealot run bys and that kind of stuff.
He's been trading it out very well also.
Yeah, exactly. Like you want to trade out your army bit by bit for more Corruptors, more Broodlords, and eventually also some Infestors.
Yeah, Trap finally has a 5th now, and he's already gotten 2 gases there set up on it.
Trap is making a lot of Broodlords. I mean, Archons, sorry. But that's not the play, I think. Like, that's something you do when you're really done with building run bys, but that's not an army that would kill.
Is that an Arthrosis pylon?
Well, it's pretty well defended, Todd.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
It's got some bodyguards over there.
This is like a million Archons.
Yeah, I think the Archon stuff can work if the Zerg doesn't realize, because usually we just make 8 Broodlords, and sometimes the Archons can like stutter step forward and you might just win a fight because the Broodlords don't kill the Archons. And then the Corruptors can't engage at all. But I don't think you can ever fight into spores.
Oh, that's a fungal on some of the
Oh
High
my
Templars.
god.
Is that all the High Templars?
I think it was 2.
Which
Yeah, but
is
then all of these
them?
Archons are getting trapped as well.
He needs Templar ASAP, otherwise gonna get.
Yeah, I don't think Serral realized, because it was only a couple of High Templars. Also, he might think that there's High Templars in the War Prism. Otherwise, he would have went forward and tried to block the mana.
That's why you have an AFK prism. So the Zerg takes this Templar in it.
I mean, Europeans do it. I don't know why Koreans don't do it too much.
Wrong matchup. All right, the Brood's going to push down this base pretty quickly there. Trap trying to get some counter harassment done. Not
Oh,
really
what?
happening.
Oh! He's gonna recall inside the Zerg. Never mind.
No, it was gonna be so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was going to be cool. I'm very
that
sad.
could have
Oh
backfired.
my god, yeah. Like all the Archons could have connected with all the air.
Like
it would have been very funny.
A reverse Archon toilet, if you will.
Yeah, he pre-recalled.
A reverse Archon toilet. I love it.
They come out of
We
the-
call that the Australian Archon toilet.
I'm very sad Serral just didn't let this happen.
Yeah. Another mothership's gonna start. +3 air weapons now for Serral on the way. And killing that base, or like sieging it the way it is so important now. Like these are some very important resources that Trap needed. Where are you guys going?
Oh,
How many? I feel like we're playing the highlight reel every time this happens because it's exactly the same. The probes juke up and then they juke down, and then one Baneling comes and finds.
Oh my
them.
god.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So many probes have died. It's absurd.
God.
I just wish you would just build a gateway wall with 2 Archons and 2 Templars. And just be done with it, because it keeps happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Like honestly, being on such a low proc count would not be that bad if his army was entirely carriers. But like he cannot. I feel like you need to win a fight really hard now, because Serral is building up a bank during all of this.
I've gotta say, you could not tell Tempest had more HP when this got abducted.
So Zesty's
Yeah. You know, you cannot tell. That is one volley and it's gone.
Zesty's up 2-1 against Solar currently.
I think also as to be expected from those two that these games are going to go quicker than between Trap and Serral. Very different play styles in both
Yeah.
matches.
Both of them are more aggressive. Both these players more defensive.
And the winner of Trap versus Serral will face the winner of Zest versus Solar, by the way.
Oh,
Oh,
here come the spores.
It's kind of
Oh my
aggressive
God.
from Serral.
He's going for it.
Oh,
Trap.
just giving up the base.
Respecting this attack.
Nice, Archons.
Yeah, well, it's not Banelings this time, is it?
That's just so unlucky, man.
Finally puts the Archons down there, and Serral decides to mix it up.
Good old mono battles.
I think those were Serral's last roaches, by the way. Serral's army is really sick. Like, really, really sick. 21 Corruptors, 9 Brute Lords, 5 Infestors, 3 Viper.
Oh. Ends a fungal. Might try and go for neural. Yeah, feedbacks are very dangerous. I think he's looking to try and remove the High Templars out of the equation first. Corruptors doing a pretty good job dodging most of these storms
Some
so
good
far.
storms, though.
Yeah,
I don't like this fight from Serral because like he has perfect vision with the Xelnaga.
he's got a big bang behind this, but he can't throw away his army too easily here.
I can't believe the Brute Lords didn't die yet. They were so exposed for the entirety of the fight.
He's down to more High Templar.
Well, they don't matter much anymore because
Oh my
there's almost
God.
nothing on the ground.
Parasitic Bomb lands on so much of this army here. It's going to be another minus 400 for Trap. And everything's falling. Serral goes up 2-0.
Wow. Well, this game, you know, maybe the very early game was fine from Trap, but let's not forget that he was just losing probes left and right the entire time. He lost basically his whole army on that move command where the Lings and Banes just kind of ran into the side of it. There were definitely some things that went very wrong for Trap here.
Yeah, this is where when you trap, you open your email and you write a mail to the balance team about +2 on Banes.
I just got this fresh replay for you.
Fresh replay.
I've done that before.
Fresh replay. That's excellent. Oh my God.
Must be so hard mentally after 2 games like this. It's like he's trying to do everything that he can, going to the late game, defending, but he's just taking too much damage.
I would try to tell myself that if I play a game where it's even, I have a chance, but it's never even. Like Serral always makes it happen.
Hmm.
I wonder what do you think about getting carriers and Tempest? I always don't like it too much because the carriers are good in a straight up fight, but the Tempest
Yeah.
costs a lot of supply. Obviously, the thought process is you need to trade eventually. Like the Tempest is the only thing that trades over time, and you can make the Zerg attack into you. But I feel like the Zerg just wins the fight usually if you have a mixed army.
Okay, I've tried so many things in late game, and I remember that at some point I liked Carrier Tempest, but I don't remember why. So I stopped doing that, so it's probably I
Well,
don't like it anymore.
I like the poking of the Tempest, but that composition felt a little bit weird, especially when he started picking off the Tempest, and then we don't even one-shot a Broodlord, and what are we doing with these things? You know, I felt like it might have gone better if he actually had more carriers in there instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Tempest don't kill Spore Crawlers, so like you cannot try to roam the map and try to engage in multiple different areas, which you can actually do with carries. Oh, we're actually going into the Solar Zest game.
Okay, well, 3 minutes, 10-second in.
This is a powerful adept.
Yeah, it is.
Forced the 1 Spore as well, and I see a Prism on the production tab, so it's not even a Stargate here with this.
Do you think he'll just set up that prism in the middle of the map like we saw Trap did?
Just leave it there.
Is that the build?
Maybe get Overlord, not Overlord, or Prism Speed as well.
Yeah, just in case you have to unsiege it and run away real quick.
Yeah. I actually saw him play the Spirit in the group stage because I was in the same group as Zest, and he did Sentry, Robo opening into super late ETs, which, I mean, it's uncommon. This kind of stuff, it can work against against no Overlord speed builds. Also, you can use this as a mind game because it's very likely that Solar watched the VODs, right?
Oh, he sneaks past.
That was not on hold position.
There have been some lazy walls
There was a
today.
sentry right next to it too.
Oh, that's a good fight for the
Gets 2 probes. Can he get more? Wow. Those
Hey,
probes really
good
zapped
micro.
away at those
Yeah,
links.
there's
Not
some
bad.
strong probes over here.
I still think this is bad, by the way, but
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, me too, but this was me. This was 7 dead probes.
Yeah, that's the way we look at it. I'm like, I would have lost 12 probes there.
yeah. Oh, and he's going for the Robo then, by the way. I don't like that. So the gases on the natural for Zest obviously are just to fake out Solar in this scenario, and Solar scouted already that there was no Twilight. Usually if it's a Twilight follow-up, I feel like it would already have gone down, so I would expect the Gateway follow-up.
The Roach Run is pretty late, right? To try and defend against this.
I think
I
it
mean,
should
like,
be fine.
Maybe Solar is like not doing the perfect response.
You think he's fine?
Like, I think the Roach Run timing is fine.
He's
I think
going lair and making
droning.
drones.
Yeah, I think he's misreading this.
Huh.
I think he's dead.
He has no links on the other side of the map. He doesn't
my
even check for the
God.
third base.
Disaster. Zest.
Oh my god, the probes won the game.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
Zest might be
missed
able
the
to-
warp prism completely.
Probes on the game.
Oh, we're going to the main base? Okay.
All right, here we go. What?
No,
Wait a minute.
I
What?
think this is just
What are we
fast
doing
move.
right now?
He's waiting for the gates to finish, I think.
Huh.
Like a giant set
This
of
attack
gateways.
is so late.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. He's
What-
sending
what
a
is this
probe.
probe doing?
What is this? Wings of Liberty?
We're taking our sweet time before whopping in unit here.
Yeah, he's 1.2 minerals.
Okay, now we did it, team.
Oh, here comes the probe.
Well, the Ling gonna get in and see all the gateways.
Yeah. He's like, guys,
In case he
I
didn't
think
realize
there's an
what was going
attack
on.
coming.
Oh, he's
Get
attacking
ready.
from this angle as well. I
Yeah, there's
prefer
no
the other
guardian
one.
shield.
Yeah, me too.
It's just the one immortal. This is like a much worse version of the Marjorie build because you don't have
This
charge.
hits so late. I don't
Yeah.
understand what's going on.
Yeah, compared to what
Turbo.
it could have been.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, sometime you live and die, but to base all in.
He's making probes again. No way he thinks he can transition out of this.
What is he doing?
He's just chronoboosting probes because the Nova's here. So he's like, hey, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Going home.
Hey, don't worry that you only see 35. I just got supply blocked. Here we go. We're back at it.
I honestly think he was like, okay, this is, I don't know what I'm doing. This is terrible. Let's go back. This can
Yeah.
work.
He's like, carriers are good right now, right? Okay, I can stretch this one out. It's Acropolis. I mean, yeah.
I have a feeling Serral is going to make a million
Yeah,
points.
2 Stargates going up there, too. Okay.
Switch back if it's
That was a
it's
bit
gonna
of
be
a-
2-2 in the other series, guys.
Yeah. Bit of a dumpster fire, that build. Okay. Let's take a look. We are already into this game. The third base going up on Disco Bloodbath. Stargate coming up for Trap. Nothing has happened, really.
Yeah, Serral is going for overload speed before link speed,
Mm-hmm.
which is completely fine. I think not all of the Koreans are going for double adapt, especially if you just mix it in and also mix it with circling speed openings, so the pro doesn't know that they can just be on the other side of the map with adapts. That's the only downside of this build. And yeah, Trap going for the Phoenix first again. Very, very standard openings. Staying. Oh, is he going to the other side with adapts?
This is the one map where I would like to see. Oh, actually, we're missing the wall instead. But I feel like there's one opening that's really sick on this map, and it's DT drop.
Yeah.
Like, I know that technically you can also abuse the setup of the bases with Oracle, but I feel like DT drop really gets the job done. But we're not watching that here, so I don't think we get to see that.
I'm curious, Lambo, what do you predict Innovation versus Rainer?
I'm gonna say 3-2 for my Ringer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that your heart or your head?
It's my heart and also my head, because I think obviously I'm cheering for Rainer because he's my buddy, but I think Innovation is a little bit predictable, and he showed a bunch of his builds already.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think Lambo is the most patriotic European, so his heart and head are always in the same place.
Spores being added on now on every base, and so if you're Trap here, we saw the first 2 games what happened. He tried to go into the later stages of the game, kind of build the perfect composition. What do you do better other than trying to defend against the Link Bane slightly better and building the wall that T-Drogo has been talking about the entire last game?
Yeah, I really want to say big wall, some thick gateways.
Oh my god. Well, the thing is, I think that is such a vast improvement where you're not losing 84 probes and your army to just Lings and Banes.
Exactly.
That's really all you do need to do to make this game into one that's very winnable.
Yeah, like I hear people very often talking about, like, if one player completely gets owned and it looks like the other guy is just better, why would you do the same thing again, right? But you can fix your own mistakes quite easily from one game to another. It can be like StarCraft is so fast that the mistakes like the move command can happen in the game. In next game, you can just play way better and the situation looks differently. Also, I think on this map it's a lot easier to defend 4 bases against Baneling run bys, and maybe we could even see lurkers on this map from Serral. I'm not sure how if he plays this style at all, but this would be the map to do it on, I think.
I don't think I've seen it from him yet in this tournament.
With 2 spawns in the main base.
Yeah, I think you have to on this map, because the queens take so long to walk in between bases, like you said at the start, also with DT drop and stuff.
Do you think that Serral maybe sometimes when he's up 2-0 in a best of 5, when he's like really confident and everything's going well, maybe he'll play a little bit differently, try and style on his opponent, or he's just not the type? He'll just stay standard and try and win.
No, I think Serral, one of his strengths is really patience. I'll never try to finish it quickly because he's bored or something like that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of other players sometimes will do when they feel like they're very ahead.
I
Like
agree.
dance their units and like totally.
Kind of like what you just saw from Zest in that other game. Just make up a build order on the fly. It doesn't quite work. Go home.
I'm not quite sure if it was the same thing, but let's go with that.
He's taking so much hate for
It was really like I know Drogo has a build with one immortal and it's not 8 gate, it's like a 5 gate or 6.
No, it's
Yeah.
7.
It's 7 gate actually, and it hits like 1 minute earlier.
Yeah. One minute.
Whatever it is, I'm sure it's better than what we saw from Zed.
I hope Zest wins the term. He's like, no, you guys are dumb. That was a great build. All right, so we have the infestation pit coming up right now.
Yeah, we have, I think, Swarmhost Nidus is actually
Yeah.
still good on this map.
Yeah, it's still
I would
pretty
imagine.
decent. Also, back in the old patch, Protoss has always prepared for Swarmhost Nidus a little bit blind.
Yeah.
Like if they would see, they would scout a lot for the Nidus worm. Right now, I think, like Serral so far didn't even show the Swarmhost a single time.
Where do you go for the first Nidus? Towards the main or towards the third? Because I see a unit towards the main base here on the top right scouting from Trap, I believe, on the right side. Yeah, there's a Phoenix.
Yeah.
Kinda scouting for it already?
Usually, you see where the vision of the Protoss is, and then you go where the oracles aren't. That's usually how you
It's
do
in
it.
on both sides, no? Does Trap have something at 6 o'clock? Yeah.
I like it further away. Trap is doing a good job of splitting up the units, and Serral tried exactly what I was talking about. He just got a little bit unlucky that the 3 oracles were going to that
We did use all 3 of our orders.
Yeah, that was a mistake, by the way.
Trap has so much vision, actually. He had units everywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of playing FPVT with the Ops, with the Phoenix, the Spotters. It's kind of cool, actually. And Serral's getting a Baneling Nest. I don't think you really want to do that in this situation.
No, I think he lost faith in this already. Like he saw that Trap reacted properly to this. If I remember the BlizzCon games of Trap, like the first Nidus gets up and he's just completely out of position, and then you can stay on Road Traveler your Swarmos for the rest of the game. But I think now he's gonna try to get trades, obviously with the Locust still, but go into late game after this.
Oh, only a single Oracle at energy here, so that's going to be Nidus finishing.
God, and the Locust Swarm coming in.
Oh, sentries are going to die.
Yeah, picking off a lot of these valid
3 of them.
movements already.
The Archons were in the prison.
Oh my god, that Immortal got caught as well and sniped.
What do you think about putting Immortal instead of Archon to the prison? I feel like you have much more power in killing Swarmos, so like Knights in general.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just a little bit better. The thing with the Icons is that they can shoot at the Locust while they're flying to the other side, or like trying to pass the Wolfism.
Doesn't it feel like Serral's already quite a bit ahead here with the damage from the first Locust wave that he did?
Well,
it's
yes
fine.
or no, because it's getting stormed. So like Trap actually has some power in the late game. He doesn't need to take like no damage. And this is good for Trap. Like this should be defended pretty easily.
What is he going for?
To be honest, when I feel like as far as PVZs with Swarmhost Nidus, as soon as they've landed like 2 volleys of Locusts in
Yeah.
your base and you're not attacking them, I haven't seen a Protoss win from that position.
Yeah, I just think like he's just going to keep on trading super
Yeah.
cost effectively here from here, and Serral will basically soon max out on Roach and Ravager, and then it's very hard for Protoss to actually fight effectively unless Serral takes this fight.
I play this situation a lot because I was one of the only one that tried to get Storm against this style. And it's really about how many Templars and Immortal can you keep alive. If you can just survive, and you only lose like Zealot building cannons, but you keep that core army alive, you can actually have an insanely strong free brace push and try to kill the Zerg.
Yeah, and like eventually you stop losing units if you have
Yeah.
this many Stormers.
So what do? You just max out and then you go for the attack, free Broodlord ideally?
Yeah, pretty much. Like because in general it's going to be very hard to take a 4th, so I don't feel like you're very at the edge in a macro game, but you have a very, very strong army in theory.
Yeah.
The shield battery's doing some work there. I think he only lost 1 of his High Templars from that volley.
Yeah, but he really wants to very soon have enough Archons that he doesn't need to storm every single Locust wave. Like you want to have a lot of energy with bad boys, but if you need to always storm all the time, then very quickly you become very weak. And
Trap overextended.
Immortal.
Yeah, really good micro by Serral picking off the Immortus. And these Roaches, he can trade them away even. He didn't even lose them. That was really, really good for Serral because what Drogo talked about, like keeping the core alive is really, really important for the push. He's actually going for the feed beacon now. I think it might just be for Mothership.
The Stacy's Trap a little bit far here. Templar Archive's going to go down.
Yeah, but
But he has a backup one already.
Right next to it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that.
Right next to it so he can't get sniped.
yeah.
That's how you do it as Protoss. You put it right near where it was. That's where you wanted it.
Is he trying to put Zest's build to shame or what?
Yeah,
The Greater Spire's on the way.
Is this gonna be like a cute little run back? Interesting.
I actually wonder what Trap's game plan is. Did Trap see the Spire timing and the Hive timing? No.
No,
He
but
has no
at this
idea.
point as Protoss, when you're just completely in the dark and just try to stay alive, you just assume the worst.
Exactly. Like you assume that there's Broodlords on the way, right? Eventually, and he's going for the Mothership, which delays his push quite a bit.
Oh my god.
It does help a lot against.
Oh
the
my
locals.
god.
Those guys just keep on sneaking in. It's insane.
There's no way to stop it.
Where were those thick gateways?
Hey, there's only two. There's
Well.
one missing at the bottom. It's not a wall.
Oh my god.
Oh
Come on.
Oh.
Mothership on the way now.
Yeah, I mean, once the Mothership is out, he doesn't need to split the army anymore because the Mothership just saves one of the locations.
But he has no fourth, and he keeps on losing probes.
Exactly, and there's Broodlords on the way, and he doesn't have carriers or Tempest or anything.
So you're saying it doesn't look good.
Yes.
It's a little bit of an uphill battle right now for Trap.
Wow. He's gonna get engaged.
Oh.
Banelings from every single side here. Trap moved out without being maxed out. He's gonna get punished for it. Oracle's line, they're gonna try to save the day. 72 more Lings on the way. Trap's army. He's lost a lot of important units, but still has 56 against 80 army supply here.
Yeah, right now, if you're Trap, I think your only hope is to take a fourth base and pray to God that Serral just leaves you alone for 5 minutes, at the very least.
But
No.
Creep is knocking at his goal.
I know, the creep is absolutely everywhere this game. I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, well, that's just life.
Tel Aviv.
Ouch.
Yeah, I don't know. This looks rough, to be honest. The
I
one.
love how he's going Blink as well. It's like you're facing Mass, Link, Bane, Ravager.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for the Broodlords, but.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh,
Here comes the
here we go.
Mothership saving the day.
Protect us. So shall I.
No, okay, you need
Oh,
to
you
not
went-
move
Oh.
camera too far because
Oh
otherwise
my
this
God.
happens.
What a terrible babysitter.
All right, Corruptor's coming out now. A lot of Banes out there. See what this mothership can do.
I think we all know what a mothership can do.
Get abducted?
Put a dent in your economy with a -4. I mean, Serral's economy being left untouched for so long is just so scary as well. Now he's going to build up a bank. I mean, he's on 10 gases. This is what Zerg dreams are made of.
Yeah, like Serral is not even going for it, but he could go for it.
That was
That's the
sick.
Serral we know.
Yeah, he's playing so carefully right now.
Yeah.
He turned around with the Bane at the last second as well, dodging one of the storms. Oracles are going to go down.
They had a good run.
You can even use caustic spray on like maybe the main. And the
Sure.
swarm is still being useful somehow.
I mean,
Yeah, I think
Why
it's go
why
time
ever
for
stop?
Trap.
So now we're moving out from overship on a few units, but
So is that the army you were talking about, Drogo?
yeah, this is Dream Army. Oof, oh, I'm loving this.
Oh,
Four Archons, and then they're gonna kill so many Zerglings. Oh, even 5.
Three Immortals?
And eat
Wait,
them.
can't he vortex the army? No, wait. Storms on his own Archons as well, actually. War Prism's gonna get in there. Corruptors will say, get the hell out of there. Trap's ground army is actually pretty scary with that many Archons, but all Serral has to do is just remake a ton of roaches, bring back these Swarmos.
Gets the
Used to
prism
love
there
it.
as well.
Yeah, it's actually kind of close because a lot of Serral supplies in Corruptors and in Swarm mode that are both not really fighting right now. But I do believe that Serral will have just too much money and will eventually hold. But this is kind of cool that this is like doing stuff.
SEAL Team 6 over here.
Where
is
is he
gonna
morphing?
intervene.
Can we check where the Broodlords are being morphed? Ah, okay, so in a safe location. Yeah, I mean, once those are out, it's over.
They actually took damage before even, so that's
Uh,
pretty
You
nice.
say once those are out, it's over, but did he or did he not get Blink earlier?
Wait, how many Stalkers does he have?
Well, none, but
Robot can warp,
Not yet. Well, we're not there yet, okay?
can warp a solid 8 right now.
Can we give a minute to trap?
Oh, he's remaking. Wait.
look, this is what you do. You run away from the Broodlords with your main army, warp in Stalkers, and hope that Serral gets massively out of position.
Zest
No.
won the game.
Yeah,
With that build?
Zest won that
I
game.
need to see the replay.
So it was a fantastic decision to not commit today.
Yeah.
my god.
In
He knew the attack wouldn't work, so he did something that would. See, guys? You guys are dumb. Come on.
I am in awe.
Oh no, not the Templar Archive, please. Not paying attention. It's still gonna go down.
Oh, yeah, those are locusts.
Oh my god.
Look at that.
Never
Just get
mind
another
me.
pawn up there to rebuild it.
Watch him remake it on the edge of the third base.
Where is it? Where's the Templar Archives?
Oh.
Oh. That seems safe.
Yeah, probably one of the safest spots.
Yeah.
Too bad it doesn't matter.
All right, I'm getting a little bit nervous now. There's Broodlord count is rising, 6 more being made.
He's just gonna need a few more stalkers, okay?
Yeah, he hasn't made them yet. You don't need them until you're ready to kill the Broodlords, okay?
Okay, hear me out. He makes Warp Prism speed,
Mhm.
4 Warp Prism, and then just drops the Archons below the stacked Broodlords. No? No,
Or
it's
he
not
can
tactic.
recall onto the Broodlords
Yes.
for the Australian Archon toilet.
This is a much better idea, actually.
He might try.
By the way, can I just say, I love this when this happens. Zest just beat Solar, and he looked really good in PvZ, and Soul's beating Trap right now. So they both meet. They both look incredible in matchup. We get to
Yeah,
find
yeah,
out
yeah.
which is the best one in the matchup.
I mean, Zest kind of looked very bad against Rainier. But now he's beating Solar at the same time. Like
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of a
He's figured some things out.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, he's learning.
He saved his best build for last.
God,
that's so many Broodlords.
that is quite a feat.
Yeah, but
Okay, recall, come on.
Okay,
He doesn't
come
have
on,
energy.
come on.
Yeah, he doesn't have it. He's back up here, I think.
Actually, Cell sacrificed a
Wait a
lot of the banelings.
That
on the
actually
counter.
would be a good
Yeah,
play.
it's
Like,
nothing.
nothing
The
is
stalkers
needed.
could go in.
There's only one overseer. No?
The Broodlings are being super annoying, but if he could land some
Nice,
storms.
yeah, look at that. He's warping in the Stalkers. He's getting ready.
It's happening.
Come on, again. Overshoot.
I love that he's running these in
He's
when he
doing it,
has a
he's doing
Nidus
it.
Archon.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there's the recall.
Australia. Oh, actually did a ton of damage.
It did do a lot,
But
but
they
that
don't-
high ground really ruining it.
Yeah, they're not dead, and now they're in a perfect spot, and now, I mean, you can't even recall out of there. Everything's just gonna die. Trap is running out of units.
Oh, and GG.